Hola, mi gente. Today we have Saul. He is an artist that was born in Peru and raised here in Southern California and all over the states of America. You'll know what I mean in just a few seconds. His work is a unique blend of influences from his life as a nomadic artist, including his Peruvian heritage, his travels around the United States, and all of his work combines these influences with a vivid imagination to create art pieces that are both visually stunning and deeply personal. He was such a joy to have on Embracing My Markings, and I cannot wait until you guys get to know him. Please make sure you check the description box wherever you are listening, whether it's on the podcast or on YouTube. Please make sure go to the description box. That way you can find his website and his social medias. So let's go ahead and meet Saul. Thank you so much for joining me today, Saul. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I kind of feel special. Because I'm in your art room, your sanctuary.
Yeah, my creation place.
Yes. Oh my God. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait for everybody to just know more about you. You are so creative, Saul. Where did you get that from?
I think it's like each part of my family, like my family members, from like my dad, my mom, to my grandpa, to my tios, my tias. Each one of them are creative in their own way.
Okay.
Like, we're not all painters, and I think I got like the most creative gene out of all of them. Like, I got a mixture of each one of them. Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So I think it comes from my ancestors. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that. You're probably living their dream.
Yeah, for some of them, yeah, they always tell me like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Like, oh, I like how your art is going. Oh, let me buy some of your pieces before they go like really high in price and all that.
Oh, that is so sweet. So you have a very supportive family. That's good to know. Very good to know.
Yeah.
Now, I did a little bit of digging, not too much though. Were you born in Peru?
Yeah, I'm from Peru and everything. I was born there, and then I came here when I was like 5 years old.
That is so neat. I love that. I love that. And I know you were raised in Southern California, and I love how you mentioned that it was like a melting pot of everything, right? So you grew up with so many different, cultures, ethnicities, backgrounds, I'm sure religion, all that. Do you feel like that inspires your work?
Yeah, I actually do. The way I grew up too is a little different than a lot of people, because my parents are artists themselves. And when they came to this country, my dad came with a business. He was a businessman, so he got a visa to basically work here and everything. And he was an importer-exporter. So he would import goods from Peru and everything. And so like we'd sell them at like fairs, like, county and state fairs. And we'd also make jewelry and everything with the stuff he imported.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So like when I got here, I wouldn't go to school that much. Like I'd go to school probably like, I want to say like 80% of the time. And the rest of the time, like I'd be on the road with them in a truck and just traveling to different fairs in different states. So I got to experience like the U.S. in a different way, as a little kid. And so I got to meet a lot of people, like people of different ages, different like races, different genders, and like religious beliefs and everything. And they all sort of, because my parents, they worked, they didn't have time to really like, take care of me or anything. So I just be walking around the fair. And they sort of kind of like, I say they sort of raised me and everything. And so like I always say like I was raised by strangers, and that's why like I try to like treat everybody like the same, how they treated me and everything.
Wow. So that's so amazing. And I love hearing that. I feel like if all of us were to grow up that way, maybe the world would be a little bit better, because then we would understand more.
Yeah, I do think so. Yeah.
Yes. I homeschool my son. I have one son, and I homeschool him. And he only goes to actual on-site classes twice a week. Unless he wants to do tutoring, then I can take him other days. But ever since he was younger, that's been my mission with him. Like traveling, him get to see what you don't see on your daily life, and getting other perspectives, and really becoming grateful for what you have, even though it might not be much.
Yeah, I feel like especially like nature, getting out of nature and seeing everything. I feel like where a lot of people live, we live like in a city, in a suburban, or like, a place where they cut down a lot of nature and all that stuff. Yes. And to experience, especially at an early age, to go experience like a desert or like the redwoods, really opens up the creativity for the youth. Yeah.
100% agree with you. But even though you only went to school 80% of the time, sir, you are not illiterate. You have your bachelor's.
Yeah, I have a bachelor's degree. Yeah.
Sir, congratulations. Let me actually.
Thank you. Yeah. I actually was kind of like, when I got here, I didn't know English, so I was put into like
many of us.
Yeah, English second language classes and all that, and I had to sort of learn it, and I just learned it through basically like talking to people. And then like I had an accident, like I hit my head, I fell down and I hit on a brick, and like I passed out like when I was about like 9 years old. And I want to say like my accent sort of changed after that, and like English became a lot easier, and I actually started to lose the Spanish. Like,
no way.
Yeah, I mean I still speak, but like my accent it's just gone and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
So when people talk to me, they don't think that I'm from like that I was born here or something. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know when I read that you were born in Peru, and that you came when you were only 5. I'm like, what? Because I don't hear an accent. I don't hear anything. And sometimes, we look a lot like other races, right? So like for me, they think I'm Middle Eastern. When I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Mexican. So I've always learned to just ask instead of assume of what people are.
Yeah. It's always good and everything. And like, I also believe we're all the same,
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I love that. I love you as a painter and as a creative and as a person. I feel like we just click. I feel very privileged that you're here, and I can't wait to learn more about you. So another thing that I was reading was that you are self-taught.
Yeah.
With your art.
I like to self-teach myself. Yeah. Because I've been around like a lot of art when I was young and everything, it kind of stuck in the back of my head, like different type of art styles and everything. But I could have, since I was a little kid, since I was born, I could always draw and paint. Like that just came naturally easy to me. I was like, it was like a gift. And so when I was in school, I would like draw and like, different doodles, names and everything. Like I do like letters, like graffiti letters and everything. Like it just be really easy, and like the other kids would look at it and be like, whoa, can you do my name? Can you draw this? Yeah. And I'd be like, oh, can't you do it? Like, everything. That's when I started to realize, maybe
not everybody could do it.
Yeah. And like I started to get into painting when I was young, and then I kind of like dropped it because like the way I did it was just so different, because I was so self-taught that I would just paint over my drawing and it would just ruin my drawing, and I just like I just get frustrated and just let it go. And but I always kept it in the back of my mind and everything. And when I got out of college, I just I decided to my parents kind of like pushed me forward towards doing art and everything, because they knew I was talented, and like they knew that was something that I would want to do. And if I had like the desire to do that, then I could succeed in that and everything. And so they told me like do glass painting and everything. They kind of showed me some glass, and I've also seen like glass painting when I was like a little kid. And that always like really stuck with me and everything. And I saw how kind of hard it was because it's a whole different process you have to go through. But for me, it kind of worked out and everything. And I just started teaching myself how to do it, different techniques and everything. So like everything that I do with glass painting, I sort of taught myself how to do. I didn't really, look at YouTube or look at other people or anything.
It just came naturally to you.
It just came naturally, yeah. So that's why the way I do it's a little different. And people see that, when they walk around, they see my art, they're like, oh, this is really different and all that. And that's something that I really like to do, sort of show like a different side of art, something that's not from the mainstream or anything.
Wow, that's crazy. And what inspires you? Like, is there ever a moment where maybe you're doing something or you're connecting with Earth, and you're like, oh, I want to paint this? Because it sounds like you paint out of your heart. Like, what inspires you, or in what moments do you notice you get that inspiration?
It's like, it differs all the time. But lately, I want to say the last couple years, it's been like experiences, like people, and you can't even like pinpoint the experience because it could be like, you walking amongst a lot of people and everything, something crazy is going on, or it could be you by yourself in like nature and all that, or it could be just with someone else, just that you have a really good connection with, and like that sort of interaction that you have with them sort of creates this experience, and this experience kind of lifts your spirits up. And it's at that moment that I want to paint, or like, I gotta paint this now, or I gotta like use this inspiration to create and all that. Yeah.
Do you carry around your stuff with you, like maybe like a sketching pad or like some colored pencils or anything?
Yeah, I actually have I have like this thing right here. I got it from Costco, and it's like. It's like this, like a water cooler thing, but I just have a bunch of paint there and like all my tools. And
it's like, hey, can I get a water? No, I only have paint.
Exactly. And like I'll teach people how to paint too, and so like I'll take that and like it has everything there, and I'll just teach them how to paint on glass, and it's really fun.
That's really amazing. Fun. I love that, Saul. Okay, so I kind of want to get into, I kind of want to reverse a little bit. And you graduating and getting your bachelor's degree, you do mention that you did dab a little bit into trying to be, the typical 9-to-5er, you have an office job, and that just didn't fit you. How long did you try that job, and how did you get out of it? Because that's something really hard to get out of.
Yeah, I got out of it real quick. Yeah, I remember when I was going to like community college, like I worked at the mall at like Macy's for like I want to say like a good like 3 to 6 months, and I quit that. Like after that, I just this is not for me. Just growing up in a lifestyle that my parents had when I was such a little kid, where we always move around.
Freedom.
Like, we do this job, then we go to the next job, and then we do the next job and everything, and it wouldn't be something like sort of stationary. And so we kind of live like a nomadic lifestyle, like a hummingbird and everything. And,
that's what your tattoo. Let us see that. Let us see that. Those are so beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they're my drawings, and then my friend tattooed them on me.
Okay, and why 4?
Oh, I was gonna do like the whole arm. Yeah, it's just 4 right now. But like this is supposed to be like the male side, and then like the female side over here, and like the female side is like this little hair thing.
That right is here. Pretty awesome. Those are beautiful. Very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Very, very
Thank
beautiful. You. Okay, so you were like, okay, this whole clocking in, clocking out, not my style.
Not my style. So I go like I graduate from college, and then I'm like trying to find a job, right? Like that's the thing and everything. So I apply a lot of places. Then my friend tells me, oh, you should apply to like the IRS and everything. It's like my background and like and education was like accounting, like finance, business and everything. So I applied and like I got a call back, and then they take me to the I do like the training, and I didn't even last through the training, because I was like, they were telling me like, oh, like the steps you have to take, like the years and everything, like the like you do 5 years here, and you can be this, and then you can be that, and then they were telling me like sort of the thing that the deal breaker was the position that they offered me. It was like a tax collector, and so like tax collector, and I asked them, and they told me like, yeah, you like physically go out to the places and like collect the tax from them and everything, and like
No.
and I'll be like, nah, that's just not my style at all, like not confrontational and everything, but also like I feel like I was taking something from them, you know, like instead of like giving something to them, which is like ideally what I want to do and everything. And like this the background in finance, what I had too, like I learned a lot about like the stock market, and like how, especially how people can like make money when it goes down and everything. Yeah, so there's people just like taking and taking and taking and all that, and like that just wasn't my thing. Like I just wanted to like give, and like art was a way so I can sort of give someone a piece of art, you know, give someone a piece of me, and so they can enjoy it and everything, instead of like taking away from them and giving them nothing. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now, did you have like a plan? I mean, otherwise than of course moving into painting and following your passion, not even a dream, it's your passion. How is that transition? Because I feel like a lot of people sometimes are like unhappy with their jobs, especially right now. I think corporate America is so draining, right? And a lot of people are like, but it's because I can't find anything else. And it's like, no, there is a way. You just have to be passionate about it. But I want you to explain that passion and the steps that you actually took to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is my focus.
So it took me like about a year to understand what I wanted to do and everything. You know, just a year, just trying to figure it out, just like wandering through life and everything. For me, it was kind of easy because once I decided like, oh, I wanted to do art, I wanted to sell at art shows, just like my parents sell at art shows when I was growing up. I already kind of knew what to do and everything because like I grew up in a lifestyle. And so like I knew I had to get like I had to make art. I had sort of get like a booth, you know, get a way to display my art and everything. Look for the shows like in different places and then apply to them. But I also had to like save up money so I can do all these things and everything. They just don't come out of nowhere and everything. So I had a good investment saved up, and I just sort of, you know, kept doing it. And then I started off really, really small, like small little street fairs, like arts and crafts things, and then like with little stuff, and then sort of build upon that, you know, started applying to more bigger art shows because it really depends on like the photo that you present and everything, your booth shot and everything, and a little bit of like your reputation and everything. And yeah, I just sort of build it up from there. But for me, it was pretty easy because I kind of like already knew what to do, and you gotta have like a desire, like you gotta want to do it. You gotta wake up early, you know, drive out to these places. Like they're not gonna come to you. You gotta go to them and everything. And that part for some people it may be kind of hard, but for me it was kind of easy because like I said, like I kind of grew up doing it, and I see it as fun too. I mean, that's the big thing. You have to see what you're doing, even the hard work, as fun.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that you said, you know, the things didn't come to you. You had to go to them. You had to make that effort, and you had already had that example put to you by your parents, because wherever your parents were selling, I'm sure they weren't the ones calling your parents. It was probably your parents calling them or applying to be there, to have their booth.
Exactly.
So wow. So you learn and you put in the work.
Yeah, my most of my family, they're like entrepreneurs. Yeah, so whatever they're doing, it's all about they start their own business and sort of work worked their way up to that. And so I kind of have like that entrepreneur like blood inside of me. And yeah, I know for a lot of people, when they have like these 9-to-5 jobs, they see no other way. Entrepreneurship, like starting your own business, is a way, but you got to understand it also comes with like a lot of hard work and everything. Yeah, but if it's something that you're really passionate about, then it could be easy.
I think I finally understand that that quote that says, do something that you love for work and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like work. You know what I mean? I could just imagine like doing something that you're truly passionate about and not thinking about it as, ugh, I have to get up, I have to do this, which I think puts a lot of stress in our body. And that's why hay tanta gente loca. In my opinion, there's so many unhappy people because, you know, they're not willing to put in that sacrifice. And like you said, you had your little savings, you had already set up for that. It wasn't like, you know, and maybe I don't know your living circumstances, but maybe you did have parents que te apoyaron at some point in your decisions or in your transition, but you were still doing the work. Yeah.
It they really put it into me that you got to do this and everything, like, and you got to travel and everything. And I also had like help from my brother and everything, and so he would help me out too and everything. And it's really good to have like a good support, you know, with all that and everything.
Surround yourself with the right people, ¿verdad? To stay motivated.
Yeah. I feel like that's also like the thing, like that really pushed me like into doing what I'm doing, because I had sort of people that I was hanging out with that just weren't working towards my goal and everything. And like you find yourself like when you do what you're passionate about, you're gonna surround yourself around people who are also equally passionate about what they're doing. And so when I go to these art shows, like I really make friends with the other artists, and like I see what they're doing, and I see what they're doing, but also like they sort of teach me sort of indirectly how to like succeed. And it, like this, I went to an art show this in January, and I got to see like all the other artists again that I saw from last year, and they all got better. Like, yeah, they all got really good, and like that kind of encourages me. Like, damn, I gotta get good too. Like, I gotta get, like
keep practicing.
Yeah, not only that, but like the way they just change. They're always changing their art sometimes, and that's sort of inspiring too. Yeah, not to stay stagnant to what you're doing, but always try to like, you know, grow as an artist. Yeah,
that right there, I love that, because yes, 100%. You grow as a person. If you're not growing as a person, then what are you doing with your life? So for you to be open and be like, oh my God, like I still want to learn from others. I'm open to learn maybe certain things that they're doing that I'm not doing, and I'll apply it in my own way. You're not stealing people's ideas, but you're getting inspired by them. You're getting motivated to be like, hey, my art can grow as I grow. Wow. I love that. I love that. So for anybody listening, if you guys are thinking of like a change or something, always be open to the fact of learning and just, you know, going through things, growing as a person. I just had a very interested episode with two wonderful ladies that are entrepreneurs también, Mexicanas. And, you know, she gave me some pointers on my website. She's like, hey, I didn't really know what you were doing with this podcast. Maybe you should add this. And, you know, she gave me some really good pointers. And I was like, hey, I didn't take no offense to it. If anything, I was kind of like, oh, my God, this is amazing. Yes. Why didn't I think of that? And I made the changes. But somebody that wants to be in a space and think that they know it all, you're never going to know it all. You got to be open to that.
Yeah, I feel like that's that's a crutch for a lot of people, where they think they know it all and everything. Yeah. And that allows you not to like learn, or like learn from others, learn from your mistakes sometimes too, and everything. And that's very important. You know, I feel like sometimes you gotta like fail to win whatever, or to like you gotta fall a little bit to stand up and everything. Yeah.
Yes.
And some people already fallen, and they could tell you, yeah, you're gonna fall if you don't do this or this and that, and like you listen to them, and that's a good trait to have. Just to always be learning, but also receptive to learning.
Yes, and to criticism, whether it's good or bad, you take it from whoever it comes. Like if it was just like a random person that they don't even have a website, it's kind of like, all right, whatever. But but if they're listening to you and they're a customer, and then you kind of have to pay attention. Or if they've been in that space, you have to give that respect to those that came before you. Wow. Okay. So now, kind of going back to your childhood, Saul, how was it moving here at 5 years old? Do you remember the journey?
I kind of do. It was pretty hard because like I'm like when I moved here, I didn't know any English or anything, and my parents like moved me to LA, I think. And at the time, it was just like a lot of crime in LA, and they're like, "No, we can't do this." And then they moved me to Orange County.
Okay.
So in LA, I was around a lot of people like my color and everything that spoke Spanish. But then they moved me to Orange County, and they moved to a really like white neighborhood, like a suburban neighborhood. And so like I lived like right across from the elementary school that I went to. And I want to say like I was one of the few like brown children in that whole school and everything.
No.
So initially it was kind of hard and everything to like not only make friends but also to like communicate with people, because I didn't speak English.
Did you get bullied at all?
Nah, I didn't get bullied at all.
I got bullied because I did not understand English, and so they would talk to me and they would laugh at me. Oh, I hated not knowing English.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah, I remember my brother getting bullied sometimes because of his weight, but for me, just like it never really came down to that, actually. Yeah, I guess I just had something in my face of just like don't bully this person. Yeah.
They could see the crazy side.
Yeah. I remember this one story. So the first like couple of days in school, I go to the class and then I go to recess, right? And then so I'm at recess and I'm looking around and I see these two kids playing basketball and everything. So I go up to them and I kind of like signal that, I want to play with you with the ball, whatever, like shoot and all that. And they kind of look at each other, right? They look at me and they kind of look at each other. And one of the kids goes like, nah, let's not let him play. Or we don't know who he is, like this and that. And I know the two kids. And then one of the other kid goes like, no, let's let him play. Like, yeah. And then we start playing. And yeah, I became friends with those two kids. And then afterwards, I became friends with their friends. And we had our own like sort of clique going on and everything. But yeah, sometimes it just comes down that I feel like just those little tiny like experiences and everything kind of morph the way you think and everything. So like, I always go back to thinking of that when I meet someone new or someone that maybe is not getting the attention that they need and all that, and like they're struggling with a new place and everything. And I kind of like extend out my hand because I've had people in the past extend out my hand and everything, and not judge me and everything.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and that you had the guts to do that. Because, man, let me tell you. I was in elementary school and I just wanted to hide. Like I had like this little, because it was like an open recess area, right? And so you're like out and there was not even a tree. And so I was like, oh my God, ¿dónde me escondo? ¿Dónde me escondo? And so I would go to like this little part of the fence where like it's kind of like folding, and I would just kind of hide there with my little snacks. Because I was just so scared to like make friends and stuff. And it did shape me, because even now I'm kind of like iffy to get to know people, even though I'm very friendly and stuff. But I'm always like, "Ugh," and I'm really scared to like express myself. So it does shape you.
It does shape you, yeah. But we can always change too.
Yes.
So that's the good thing.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I reached out to you. I had no idea who you were. Other than you have amazing art. Porque sí, te sigo in TikTok, and I love your TikToks. I love how you're out there in the community. You're always doing something. Is there ever a downtime for you? Do you ever go back home and visit? Do you still have family in Peru?
To Peru, I've been to Peru like several times since I left and everything. The last was like 2019. Like I took my parents to go see Machu Picchu, because they've never been to Machu Picchu, even though they lived in Peru most of their lives. And so, yeah,
that's crazy. That is crazy. And how did they like it?
They loved it. They had like the time of their lives and everything. They're both in love, so it's like it's funny watching their little like antics, everything. Yeah.
It sounds like you have really amazing parents. How many kids did they end up having? You, your brother?
It's 3 brothers and all that, and including me and everything. Yeah, so we're all men basically. Yeah.
That's a dream. That oh my God. See, I only have one son for medical reasons, but if and of course we can't choose the sex of our babies, but I love being a boy mom, and if I could have more and choose, I would have all boys. Even though teenage years, they're very expensive, well, it comes to food budget, but I love boys. I love being a boy mom.
Yeah, I love my brothers. Yeah. They're really supportive of me and everything.
Are you the baby?
No, I'm like the middle.
You're the middle child. Wow. And so the brother that was helping you out, was he older than you or younger than you?
No, younger.
So your little brother.
Yeah, Does
he still help you out?
Yeah, he makes frames for me, and like every now and then all that. And so like he's the one that like does like the frame for like that piece, everything. Yeah, it's all out of wood.
Wow. So when you said you guys are entrepreneurs, you meant it.
Yeah. Like right now he works with me, so he also like sells my art. So he's in Arizona right now, doing 2 shows over there, and selling my art. And like for like you spoke about like downtime and everything, we like the artist circuit that we sort of work with, our busiest times during the summer and end of year, and during the start of the year, like right now we really have like not a lot of shows here in California, so we all travel out to different other states to go sell our artwork, because they're in their world, in a different state like Arizona, like this is the time for art shows and all that.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. So then you still continue to travel and go to places. Is there a state that it's your favorite, like out of the United States?
California. Yeah, I just love California. Yeah, just like all.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, I've been like I traveled on the 10 freeway to help out my uncle for an art show, and he wanted to do art shows in Florida. So we did a road trip from like California to Florida, and just on the 10 freeway.
That's a long road trip.
It's a long drive, yeah. And so we go like state to state, stay there for a little bit, and like I was just missing California like the whole time. Just the beach, the weather, like the people kind of and everything. And like Florida kind of reminded me, parts of Florida of California, but like, yeah, there's nothing like this place over here.
No. We've taken, like I mentioned earlier, we've taken my son, places, different states. We've taken him out of the country. We've gone back to Mexico. We've gone to the Caribbean. Like, nos gusta también conocer, right? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter where we go. He's like, Mom, I miss home. And they can have IHOPs and they can have Denny's that he loves, but he's just like, it's just not the same, Mom. And I was like, it's not. We have it all here. Even I feel even our air is different.
Might be a little more polluted, but yeah,
it's okay though. It just smells good though.
Yeah,
I know you can't even see the LA skyline because it's so polluted.
We missed that right there. Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing I don't like is traffic in LA.
Oh yeah, I do not like. It took me like so I was trying to drive to LA the other day, and I hit it at the worst time. It took me like 2 hours. It was crazy. Yeah. Normally it takes me like an hour or something.
Sheesh. No, so in high school we had like a field trip to go to Universal Studios. And so the school rented like a charter bus and all that. Saúl, no te miento. 5 hours to get back home. 5 hours to get back home from Universal Studios because the traffic was so bad. Yes. Yes. And back then, only the rich had cell phones. I had like a beeper and my mom kept beeping me. And it's like, we're not even making stops. We're just on the freeway. So thankfully one of my friends tenía dinero el muchacho. So I'm like, can I borrow your cell phone just to call my mom? I promise it's just 1 minute. And I was like, Mom, we're in traffic. Like literally we're making no stops. Like we're just stuck in traffic. 5 hours to get home. That was insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so out of, you created so many unique pieces. Every time that somebody buys one, are you kind of like, because you said you're kind of giving them a piece of you. Have you ever sold a piece and you're like, oh, I really don't like the person, but here you go?
Let me go. Sometimes it's never really been where I sold a piece, like, and I never really liked the person. But I've had like some commissions where I just kind of didn't want to do them, just because I felt like the energy was a little off, maybe like a little bad, and like I didn't want to sort of go into that energy too and everything. So like I just declined. I just didn't do them. But that could change in the future, if I would change the heart and everything. But normally it's like I always feel like I have like a really nice energy, and like my paintings sort of display that. And even if it's going to someone bad, like it could change their energy too. Yeah, because I've had situations when I was like a little kid, and like especially at the fairs, where we go into a booth, we're at the booth, and then I just wander around the fair. And then like I talked to like the other vendors and everything, and I've had some vendors where they'd just be like off-putting, like I was a little brown. Yeah, they're like old and Caucasian, and
they're stuck in the 1930s.
Yeah, who is this kid and everything? So I'll go up to them, talk to them, ask questions and everything. And by the end of the fair, I would be like their grandson, like their grandchild and everything. Yeah. And they like invite me to like their house. Like they cook for me and everything.
Wow.
And so I got to see like the shift that you can create on people and everything. Like just sort of shift their point of view. And so like even if someone's being like disrespectful and rude, like I always know that kindness, whatever, could always overthrow that. Yeah. And it could change people. I feel like people change not because you tell them to change, but because they want to change, and experiences sort of allow that to happen.
Well, in your own energy, like you said, transfers, right? And the only reason why I asked you that is because I've been in interviews before where I reached, one of them was, they actually reached out to me to interview them. And then another one, I reached out to them, and it was awkward. Like our energies were just not there. And you can tell, I even took the episodes down from my podcast because I'm like, it's just not there. You can tell that it was just so forced, and that's hard because when you're trying to do something that's consistent and stuff, but to find the people that you click with, that's hard. And so I'm like, how do other people deal with that? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. Because, of course, your spirit is not going to match with everybody's.
Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I love your point of view of it. And that you haven't compromised, in a way, your energy and your paintings, your babies, to just anybody, just for a commission, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like each painting is like a little life in its own. Yeah, so it's like I'm giving a kid away or something, or giving like part of me.
Yeah. A little piece of your heart. A little piece of your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can't wait. You know, my husband and I, we have on goal to get a house, a bigger house, because we live in a really tiny house. And I can't wait to own one of your pieces. Like, I really just want to hang up one of your pieces in my house. I love the energy that you bring. I love your spirit. And meeting you just certifies all that for me. Like, it really, ¿cómo se dice? Como que es como un cemento a lo que estoy sintiendo cuando te miro on TikTok.
Okay,
you know, like, actually, like, getting to talk to you, it's like, oh yeah, he is a pretty cool guy. So thank you so much for brightening up our days with your art.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Yeah.
Yes. Now I'm really looking forward to, because I know you just recently did a commission for Kaiser. And soon to be displayed to the public will be your painting.
Yeah, like I haven't even seen it yet, like because I just turned in the glass and to a frame shop, and that was like part of the contract that we had, and they were gonna frame it. So I haven't even seen it like totally framed like all together, and they're gonna make it to a shadow box too. So it's a different look from what I was seeing. Yeah,
that's gonna be neat. Now, how did you get it, or how did Kaiser find you? How did you get that commission? Because that's amazing.
Yeah, that's like my first one like that, and like I've been doing art shows for a while now, and I do some in San Diego. I did one in Little Italy, and this lady's been seeing me for like the last few years and seeing how like I progressed with my art. And last year I kind of did a big desert piece about that size, and then she came to my booth. She saw it. She's like, "Oh, can you do one like?" Can you do a lot of them like that? I'm like, yeah, of course I can do a lot of it. I just say yes. Yeah, even if I can't, I'll say yes.
You're like, I'll try.
So like, she's like, oh, all right. I work for an art firm, blah, 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 blah. I like to maybe put you in consideration for to do a commission for this big piece. And like, that's all she said basically. And she like took my email, took my information, and like, I really thought nothing of it. Because like doing this, you kind of hear a lot of things and everything, and you don't know what's real or anything. And then she emailed me back. She's like, yeah, like we have like a few artists in consideration for this one spot, for this large commission, and like then we just basically talked about like the pricing, and then she emailed me back. She's like, okay, I'll let you know and see what our board decides. And then she emailed me back like a couple months after that, and then told me like, yeah, we want to select you and everything. And they told me exactly what they wanted, and like I provided like a little sketch, and it was just a sketch basically. And they basically I forgot the question.
No, you answered it. You had answered it. So by knowing this lady and this lady entering your name and entering maybe your sketches, Kaiser was like, this is our guy.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was for Kaiser. Yeah, she just told me it was for a hospital. And I'm like, okay, a hospital. Then once she sent the contract over, like, oh, it's for Kaiser and everything. And like, I was like, okay, that's cool and everything. And then when I turned in the piece, like the glasses to the frame shop, I had to go back because I put like the foil connected to it. And they're like, no, we want it as a shadow box because that's like your signature style and everything. And so like I had to take the foil out, and like part of it like got stuck on there. So like part of it, came off the glass. So I had to go back the next day and like touch up some stuff and everything, fix it up. And so I got to like pick her brain a little bit, figure out like where's this painting like going to, and then she told me like, yeah, it's going to San Marcos, and like she told me it's gonna go on the first floor, I think, leading towards the cafeteria and everything, and it's gonna be on the wall by itself almost. Yeah, and it's a pretty big piece, so it's gonna be like extending out like that. And she told me like it's a brand
chills.
new, it's a brand new hospital and everything. That it's not even open yet, and like I told my brother that, and he like looked it up on the internet and like, oh yeah, they're building a brand new Calivilca San Marcos. It's gonna be kind of like a school and hospital and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like that got me really excited too.
Oh, chills. That is so amazing. And what a deserving spot, because I feel like, you know, you putting that, the energy that you have and putting that into your painting, people that are going to pass by it, especially in a hospital setting.
Yeah, I like that painting specifically. Like I did it, it's all like love and everything.
Yeah.
The lake is sort of a discovery lake in San Marcos, so it's a lake people can like kind of be familiar with. But the bottom part is a bunch of like agaves, magueyes. Is that how you pronounce it?
Sí,
magueyes, and they're like a really, for me, they're like a symbol of love and everything. Yeah, so I do them like different colors, and they're extending out. They grow to be huge and everything. And like I have like a really like attachment to hummingbirds. And I heard this one story about I think it was from Puerto Rico or something, and they were like, there was a goddess, like one of the most like beautifulest goddesses of the sky, and she fell in love with like a civilian, I guess from Earth, a warrior or something.
Okay.
And their love was forbidden and everything. So she was scheduled to be married to this one other god, and she didn't want to. So she fled to Earth, and she became a Mawe and all that. Yeah, to hide herself basically. And this is large, spiny, you know, plant and everything, protected and everything. And the warrior, whatever, wanted to find her. So he became a hummingbird. So he could go to different plants, different flowers. So you have the energy to go to different plants and flowers all over the world to find her and everything. Yeah. So like I was really like, I'm in love with this one person. And so like, I kind of describe her as like the Mawe, and I'm the hummingbird and everything. So like that painting, I really want to like, show like all the love that exists, different colors and everything. When you see it, it kind of like, it's just crazy with colors and everything, and
colorful and love.
Yeah, exactly. So I call it like that's why its name is like Violet's Heaven. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Oh my God, what a good energy to put in a hospital. I love that, because sometimes it could be depressing. The Kaiser down here is like, it's so depressing. Like, even the colors are depressing.
Yeah, I thought of that like initially when he told me it was gonna be for a hospital. It's like, how can I make this like this Discovery Lake like really pop out and everything? And yeah, colors. I feel like colors have always brightened up people, can sort of change people's emotion and all that.
And I think that's one thing that I really appreciate from your paintings. And I mean, personally, obviously, I can't speak for everybody, right? But when I look at your paintings and stuff, I connect with them because of the colorful, like it brings that sense of just joy out of me.
Yeah, me too.
Like it just brightens up your day. You know what I mean? And the fact that you use so many diverse colors, and you could see where you're trying to pop a certain color more than others. It's just it's beautiful. If you guys do not know, go and follow him. I'm going to put everything in the description box, because I know you have... I found 2 websites. I'm not sure which one is officially yours or if they're both yours, but I found one through Squarespace, and then Sachi
art? Yeah, I have Sachi like came about from when I did the other art fair in LA, I have the Squarespace, but it's like always under maintenance. Yeah, like yeah. For me, it's kind of hard because once I sell a piece, it's just gone, and so like there's not so much point in putting it in the website. But I'm trying to change that and everything.
Yeah.
So it's more available. Yeah.
So question. That was my other question. Do you ever replicate a painting?
Yeah. Like every now and then, like I will. Like there's a lot of artwork that I've done that I haven't even posted, or like
Oh, wow.
or even taken a photo of. Yeah, because as soon as like I'll make it, like I'll sell it, and then it's gone basically. Yeah. And so
Wow.
sometimes like I'll replicate certain things. Like this painting right here, I've done like Hell's Kitchen. So this is like I don't know if you can see that or not. It's like a little cook.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Cooking right there, and I call it like Hell's Kitchen. It's like
Yes.
one of my signature pieces, and then this is like a big Hell's Kitchen right there.
That's pretty cool, though. That is so much detail. Okay, so how long does one painting take you?
It depends. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah,
On the
sometimes you just
size, the detail y todo.
size, the detail, but like most important, like the inspiration. Yeah, because I feel like if you have like the inspiration, you can like finish it real quick. Like that big Kaiser painting, like I think I worked on it for like 2 months or something like that, and like really I worked on it for like the last like 3 weeks, and then really I finished it like 30% of it in like a day, basically. Yeah, and once I got like everything that I needed, yeah. So I mean, it's just like it's inspiration and everything, motivation.
Yes. Oh wow, Saul, you're amazing. I will always be rooting for you. I hope that you keep on growing and thriving, and that I see you even in more spaces worldwide. I'm very curious to know, and this is just me being a chismosa. Where are your parents now? Do they still do what they were doing when you were younger?
Oh yeah. They still do art shows. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're out. I think they're out in Nevada right now. They had like a little sprinter, and like a Mercedes Sprinter, and so like they sort of built like a little makeshift home in there, and so they can carry their art stuff too. They're jewelers, so their art's not so big, so they just have like a case of jewelry.
Yeah, the display cases.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I would love.
So they go.
Can I buy from your parents?
Yeah. I usually wear some of their jewelry too. Yeah.
Yes, you need to send me that too. Porque si te voy a apoyar a ti, I have to support the ones that came before you too.
Yeah, my dad is like he's like his talent is jewelry too, but it's also like he can talk your ass off. Yeah, like he can sell to anyone, and it's funny because his English is not that good.
Pero he does it.
Yeah, he does it, and like he'll sell to anyone, and like no matter what class they are, and he just the way he sells, he inspires them. Yeah, and like that's something that I sort of picked up from him, like sort of a storytelling, vibe where you can like tell them a story and everything, and that'll inspire someone to, because I feel like with art, it's people like your art also, but they also like the experience of meeting the artist, and the connection that you had there, and that's very important when you want to like not only display your art but also sell your art.
100% yes. And I think that's one of the things that I wanted, not only for myself, but for my listeners, because I could share your paintings. Mm-hmm. Anybody could see them, right? You're on the internet, you're all over the place, you have your following. But once they get to know you, and there was just something about your TikToks that I was just like, I need to meet this guy. I want to know, is this for reals? Or is he catfishing us? You know what I mean? Because you're so laid back, and you just seem very genuine. And I love that. I love that because it's hard to come across, even though it might, it's something so regular to you and so natural, like you said, like when your friends were asking you for paintings and you're like, well, you do it. Like, it's not that hard. But unfortunately, not everybody has that charisma. Not everybody has that connection with others. So applause to your parents. They did a wonderful job with you, and your ancestors are really proud because you're very talented.
Thank you.
Is there, oh, you know what? Sorry, before I let you go, because I know your time is very valuable, I'm kind of integrating this game called Wordiful by Liz Hernandez. I don't know if you grew up in LA. Liz Hernandez used to be on Power 106 and Hollywood. Yeah. So she made this game, and it's, no room for small talk. And I kind of already chose a question for you. And it's, hopefully you want to answer it. But it's under the category of vulnerability. It goes, what is something you do not give yourself enough credit for?
What is something I don't give myself enough credit for? Probably like my accomplishments so far. Yeah, just because the way I sort of perceive things is like it's the never ending. So it's like so when people really like tell me like, oh, you're a great artist, or like, oh, this is great and everything, I kind of like I appreciate it. I get the feedback and all the things, but it's not something that sort of motivates me, because it's like I'm trying to reach like a different level every single time, and I feel like it's always changing. And sometimes I don't give myself credit for what I've done. I see that and everything. But yeah, that's something I try to change, and like try to accept it and everything. Yeah,
I think you need to have a moment to sit down and really give yourself a round of applause. I think you deserve that. So I think you do.
Sometimes like I'll make a painting, and then like I'll finish it, and I'll just stare at it. Like I'll stare at it for like an hour will go by, and I'll just like stare at it and be like, damn, like I made this, like these little details. And I feel like in those moments is when I really give myself like the credit. Yeah, that I deserve.
As you should. As you should. Wow, I like that answer, because I could see how maybe you're always looking for growth. So it is hard for you to kind of just sit down and be like, wow. Yeah, I've come this far. But wait, there's so much more I want to go. So I'm not there yet. And then you can just keep on moving.
Yeah, that's how my mind works. Yeah.
Well, I hope you really get to sit down and truly enjoy everything that you're doing, which I could tell by your paintings, you're already doing it. Because you can see the love that you put into it. I love your technique. And I hope you understand that I'm very grateful for the time that you've granted me to get to know you, and for my audience to get to know you. And I look forward to see what else you do.
Yeah, I look forward to showing you guys more and more what I do and everything.
Yes. Yeah. If you're ever in San Diego, please let me know. I'll go support you at an art show. I've never looked into art shows, even though I love art. I don't know why. Where
so like the art shows I do in San Diego are in downtown Little Italy.
Oh, okay. I'm not really in that area, but I'm 15 minutes away from downtown.
Okay, yeah. So they do that once a year, and I think it's like in April. And then there's another one in Liberty Station that I do.
Oh, okay. I go to Liberty Station. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do that I think in September or November.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I can meet you in April.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Come say hi. Yeah.
Yes. Do you announce your shows on Instagram or TikTok?
That one I should. Like I'll put like on TikTok and everything. Like a week before, and like as I'm there too, like I'll like post, I'm out here.
Oh, okay. So I need to be like really stalkerish with your account.
I can send you a message too. Yeah.
Yes, please do. Yeah. Please do. Because I'm not on social media like that. So sometimes I'll come across things y ya pasó. Like there was another artist, and literally the day after the event, I saw the post, and I'm like, no, damn it.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot too. Yeah.
Because we're busy. We're busy. Yeah. We're not on social media like that. So so I would appreciate your message or even an email.
I will.
Pero thank you so much, Saul. Again, I wish you the best, and hopefully everybody goes and checks you out. Don't forget to go and support him. All his information and how you can stalk him will be down in the description box for the episode and for the YouTube video. So thank you so much, Saul.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me and letting me into your space too, and also introduce myself, but also get to know you too.
Yes. Now we're friends.
Now we're friends, yeah.
Friends. All right, so take care.
All right, bye.
I want to hear your story, or I want to support your small business. To do so, please go ahead and visit embracingmymarkings.com. Thank you for tuning in.